What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Surviving in Alabama. And today I had a comment from yesterday's video to test my soil. And usually I do test my soil, but a lot of times I've neglected to test actual compost. And I really should be doing that. So I also had a comment from Mayhem. If you don't know his channel, go out and check out Mayhem Country Living. He's doing all kinds of stuff over there. Go check him out. So I had mentioned in yesterday's video about I think there might be some kind of chemical that was in my Gen Trash compost. And I think that's probably the most likely because, you know, chemicals do all kinds of stuff. And, you know, unfortunately, we live in a chemical world and I just hate it. I mean, you know, you just almost can't get any kind of organic material that doesn't have some kind of chemical in it. And it's really a struggle. Maybe one day I'll get there where I'm just making all my own compost, making all my own soil. I'm working that problem. So, to the pH comment from yesterday, I do have my tester. So I've got this. This is my pH tester right here. And I also I've got test strips. And so I use both. It's been my experience, and if you have a different experience, leave a comment down below. That usually the test strips, they're pretty close to what this little meter says. And this meter, you just stick it in there and it'll tell you right then. So I've not had any instance where they was like completely opposite or anything like that. I've never had that. And I've had this, I got this at Tractor Supply. Man, I bet I've had this thing 10 years. And these test strips, these test strips, I've had this little bottle, man, I bet I've had at least 4 or 5 years or so. I mean, well, I take that back. I think I bought them in 2020, so it's been 3 years. But those little strips, you know, I mean, it's like 100 of them come in there. You don't use them all. All right, so before we get any further, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel, trying to do all kinds of stuff, put out all kinds of content. Hit that subscribe button, give me the thumbs up, and share it with your friends. All right, let's get to it. I've been gone so much. I mean, the lake, all the events that I go to, I've neglected to weed this edge of the garden. And this part up here, it's not so bad. I got a few weeds in here. I got to get them out. But as you well know, people that have these pristine gardens, they got more time and they don't do as many things as I think the rest of us do because this is just real life. Okay, so I'm going to stick the pH meter in the ground. Let's just see what it says. Okay, so there it is. I got it set on pH and I'm going to try to make it as level as possible. Let's see what it says. All right, that's what it says right there. So, all right, I'm gonna have to probably look at this camera to even see what it says. Can't see it myself. Okay, I just, of course, when I got down there with the camera, I really could. The numbers are real small, so I had to use the footage and blow it up so I could see it well. So it said right at 7.5. So, which is fine for most things. I know peas, they really need to be probably more like 6.5 or so. So it could be quite possibly that I do need to add a little sulfur to my soil. And it could be that there's defoliage in the soil from the chemicals. And I'm just thinking out loud while I'm talking to you, it just might be all of it. You know, it just really, because we got so much to deal with chemicals and what have you. And, you know, might be just all of the above. So I tell you what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do to start with. Is to try to save those peas. I'm going to add a little sulfur to the soil and see if I can get it to rain on it and rain it in. It's supposed to rain today, but who knows, man. there's not much rain in the forecast, and they're calling for 30%. So who knows? It may not rain at all, but if not, I'll water it in. And I generally don't like using city water because city water here is terrible. I don't know about where you live, but here it's awful. So, and I don't have much water pressure either. I have to use drips. I make a drip line out of PVC pipe that I drilled a bunch of holes in. That's how I water out there in that big garden. So anyway, so hey, I'm up for trying anything. Leave me a comment down below what you think. So I've got the distilled water in the cup of soil, and it has to set about 2 or 3 hours, and then I'll put test strips in. We'll see if that's any different. Who knows? Before I cut this video off, I'll know for what the test strip says, and I'll tell you. I'll come back. Okay, it's been over an hour, and I dipped the test strips, and I just set them out on a paper towel. Let's see what they say. All right, looking at the chart here, and it looks to me like it's somewhere between 7 and 8. That's kind of what it looks like to me. Well, I mean, that's what it looks like to me. It looks like it's somewhere between 7 and 8. So the meter that you stick in the ground, it said 7.5. So that's, I guess the strips and the meter is just like it's always been. That's been my experience in the past. If y'all know of something different short of sending it off to Auburn and have them check it for real, I think it's probably right in that 7.5. So I do believe there's some chemicals in there because I mean, everybody knows they spray cotton. They spray cotton with crop duster. They do all kind of mess. And it's just that kind of compost is what I can afford. So that's why I use it. I've not had any trouble with it in the past. This is the very first time. I've always had good luck out of Gen Trash, but maybe there's a new chemical out there. I mean, I just have no idea. Mayhem sent me that guide of what all the 4 or 5 different kinds of chemicals they spray on cotton. It's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. And so anyway, I'm going to try to add some sulfur, see if that won't help. I know they got enough moisture. I just checked the moisture in the soil. It's good. In fact, when I knelt down to put that the pH meter in the ground, my knees got wet. So because it's heavily mulched out there with that compost. It's thick. So anyway, quick short video. I'm going to try some sulfur. If it's not working, I'm probably going to go in between the rows of the peas and just plant corn. I think that's probably the safest solution I can do to save this garden season. Thanks for joining. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.